Hello!
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to the October student panel. I am Lauren Richardson, and I work in the International Admissions Office as an ambassador. I'm a communications major and an art minor. I'm from Fargo, so just across the river from Moorhead. And yeah, so we'll go down the line.
Hi everyone, I'm Julia Ozanikova. I'm originally from Slovakia. This is my second year at Concordia, so I'm currently a sophomore, and I'm double majoring in data analytics and economics and minoring in international affairs. And I'm also the international admission intern, so I work these people around here. Yeah.
Great. Yes. Hi everyone. My name is Nina John. I am currently a sophomore at Concordia College. I originally come from Vietnam, and I major in mathematical finance. Besides working at the admissions office with Julia and Lauren, I also am involved in quite other activities as well, such as the choir and diversity commission, stuff like that.
Hi everyone, my name is Eunice Konjiro and I'm currently a freshman. I come from Rwanda and I major in neuroscience and minor in international affairs. I'm involved in international student organization and I work in the dining services for now.
Awesome. Do you want to say what you're involved in too?
Yep. I'm involved in, so as I already mentioned, international admission intern. I'm also involved with the International Student Organization, where I'm the president of Global Shapers, where I'm the meeting manager, and also the Rachel Holstad Women in Leadership Program.
Awesome. And I'm involved in choir as well. And I was on the homecoming committee this year and last year, and dance marathon as well. All right, so
Cool. So basically, this whole kind of like this live video, we want to like give you some tips and tricks that you could like see in the email before towards like the successful Concordia application. And one of the big things we're trying to push right now is the November 1st deadline. And you might think it's like, oh, the middle of October, but the November 1st comes really fast, especially as we get busy with school and everything going on. And why the November 1st deadline is so important is because if you submit your application before November 1st to Concordia, you can get a $1,000 annual scholarship, which equals $4,000 over the course of 4 years that you would be here at Concordia, basically just for free, just by submitting your application early. And you'll see that most of the American schools do it like this. The scholarships are don't necessarily have to be this high, but this is really cool about Concordia because I mean you can just submit your application, which you might do anyway. But if you just submit it earlier, not only you're gonna have like more time with like your friends and like more free time and not super stressful time, but also you can get more money towards your scholarship, which is really cool. And after that as well, so once you submit your scholarship and our international team looks through that and reviews your application and you get admitted, you will be considered for different international excellence scholarships or different scholarships that we have here at Concordia, but then also we have additional interview scholarships. And once you're admitted, you can, if you get admitted early enough, you can get opportunity to get the best times for interviews, and also you will be like there like much earlier, so you have better chances to get better scholarships.
awesome.
Oh yes. So another good points about when you apply early is that besides receiving the decision early and get the scholarships early, you can also have more time to prepare for your visa application, which is a very important part if you want to go to the US and study at Concordia. Because it takes time for the college to ship your documents from this USA location to your country. If you allow it some time, and also it takes time for you to fill in the application for visas and book the appointment with the embassy in your country. And also the visa interview will take time for you to prepare. And yeah, all the good things about applying early.
Awesome. So I'm going to talk a little bit about actually applying to Concordia. There's two different ways to apply. You can use the Common App or you can use the Concordia app. If you use the Concordia app, you'll won't have to do an essay. There's no fee, which is really nice. And then when you apply, we require 4 different documents. So we'll need high school transcripts, your English proficiency. So you can use a test like TOEFL, ACT, SAT, Duolingo, yep. Or if you have 4 semesters of English speaking high school classes, you can use that as well, or if you're a native speaker. So there's a few different options there. We will need to fill out the International Student Financial Aid Certificate and then proof of funding. And those two just make sure that you'll be able to pay your fees once you get to Concordia. And after this Facebook Live, I'll also be posting a video on how to apply, showing you exactly how to go through the website and kind of how to navigate the website. But I thought, what if you guys kind of explained your experience with the Concordia app, if you did that one, or just applying to Concordia in general?
Yeah, for sure. So I actually met some of the ambassador and like the representatives from my office in person because I studied abroad here in Fargo. So I finished my senior year of high school in the US. And so I used the Concordia application, which was really cool because in comparison with other colleges, I didn't have to like write an essay or did not have to pay, which was a big one. And yeah, it was pretty easy. The application changed a little bit from the time when I applied. But again, I used my high school transcripts from both my high school in Slovakia and like here in the US, it was kind of like mixed. For like the English proficiency, I attended a high school that was bilingual high school back home. So everything was basically taught in English. But then also I attended the high school here in Fargo, which was, in the US. So that counted for my English proficiency as a document for like the English proficiency. But I just wanted to point out, even if you are from English-speaking country around the world, like you won't need like an English proficiency document from you that makes sense that you speak English. And then so International Student Financial Aid Certificate and proof of funding, that's just basically bank accounts or something like the statement, so there are at least like some of the fundings available to you.
Cool. Yeah, my case was a bit different than Julia's. I finished my high school in Vietnam and I applied to Concordia using Common App instead of the Concord app. So it was a bit different, although as far as I remember, I still don't have to pay the fee for Concordia application, which is so cool comparing to other colleges. So I, because my high school in Vietnam is like the English-speaking country, I go for the IELTS test and submit my IELTS score to the admission of Concordia, and the process went pretty fast, and within 2-3 weeks or so, I received my decision back. How about you?
Oh, so I used the Common App. I didn't use the Concordia. Let's say I tried to like apply as soon as I could, which is also very good when you want to like show them that you're very interested in the school. And about the English proficiency, I did the SAT. My school, I studied in the Netherlands, which was everything was in English, but I thought maybe that's another thing I could add on my application to like make it a little bit special, because there's like tons of people applying, so you want to make them see that you have something special compared to other students. So yeah, I think that's mostly it about the English proficiency.
Awesome. So after you fill out the application and everything like that, you can start applying for scholarships. And just kind of going over a little bit of that. So the average scholarship last year was $29,000. And we have tons of different scholarship opportunities. We have the You're Welcome Here scholarship, which is a minimum of 50%. Yeah. And then we have really awesome merit scholarships as well. And then we have work opportunities, and Eunice, you kind of touched on earlier that you work in dining services. The three of us work in the admissions office. And then you're also RAs, right?
Yeah, I started out my first year was at the dining services too. So it's one of my favorite places, I guess. But yeah, in my second year, I changed a bit just to diversify my experience at Concordia. So I applied for the resident life, being the resident assistant. I work at admissions. I work at the Concordia language villages. And yeah, there's a lot of opportunities around campus for you to do.
For sure. Yeah, I had a very similar experience as well. So my freshman year, I worked at the Global Learning Office. I was also like the manager of a coffee shop around here in a business school. I worked at admissions, and now I'm interning at admissions now with the international admissions, so that's why you're getting so many emails from all of us. I'm also the resident assistant, so we're co-workers in like 2 different positions, and yeah, and I'm also working for the Global Learning as well this year.
Awesome. So yeah, as you can see, there's tons of different opportunities for jobs and things to get involved in. So I guess I'll just ask you guys a few questions, some fun questions. So what is your favorite memory so far at Concordia?
I think it was like 2 months ago. I really still have that memory because it was still sunny outside, beautiful. And then in the Prexy forums was always water, and now it's cold, which is okay. But for example, I'm getting sick, which isn't that fun. But it's still beautiful. But like that's one of the memories that I really liked about Concordia, because you could see people more together because it's sunny. Everybody wants to talk outside, which was like something beautiful. They still talk though. It's not like
Yeah, you meant the two program, right?
Yeah.
For the program of Concordia for international students to come 3 weeks earlier than the domestic students, so that we can have the chance to get adapted to the area and the American country in general, and develop our academic abilities to study in Concordia in a university. Yeah, my favorite memory, there's tons of them. Like 2 years has been such a long time, yet such a short time. It's like all the people and events I attended. I have yet it's just hard to pick one out. I guess the latest one was about 2 or 3 weeks ago when I and some of my friends went to a theater place. So Concordia has a very nice theater, and they offer 3 or 4 big plays a year, and those are just my favorite. We went and we had a good time, and the play was nice, and it was nice outside too. So yeah, it's just something that I like.
So maybe I was like thinking about it, but I can share probably about 2. So one of them was going to be my spring break trip that I went. It was like a sustainable development spring break trip, and I got to go with a bunch of other people from Concordia to Pittsburgh, Milwaukee, Cleveland, and Chicago. That was really, really cool. I'm definitely, even just coming back and being like a sophomore now, and I spent the summer at home, basically like traveling all over, and I got back here and just seeing everyone after like 3 or 4 months when we had a summer break, and just seeing everyone back on campus and being happy to be back, and like nothing changed, like it's like the same friends, and I don't know, it was just amazing to see that after like such a longer period of time over the summer that most of us didn't see each other, so it was really, really amazing.
Awesome. I would say, so I love being a part of the different like choir concerts and stuff during the year, so those are some of my favorite memories, but I would say homecoming week this year has been like one of my favorite memories. It was super awesome. So during homecoming week, there's tons of events. There's coordination. There's a talent show for the freshmen, which Eunice actually was involved in, and the football game. It wasn't the nicest out. It was pretty rainy and cold, but it was so fun being able to have everyone together and just kind of have all the students in one place is really awesome to see. So I have a question for you guys. If there was like one thing that you wish you'd have known during your application process, what would that have been? Or you could say like the best advice someone gave you, or best advice you would give someone during the application process.
I feel like one of the best advices that we do, and like I give everyone, and even I got that advice from a bunch of mentors before I applied to a bunch of colleges, is like when you do the interviews, just being really, really prepared. And sometimes you might do, like most of the international students do the interviews through Skype or like online. And it's very important to even like to build kind of like your confidence to even dress up even for, like you might think it's like a only like online interview and just it's like through the camera, but like it just really, really boosts your confidence and like people can see that. And so just being really, really prepared for the interview, you know, like look up things about if you are doing like, you know, if you're doing interview for Concordia and you want to get some scholarship, just look up, you know, our Concordia website and look at the things you would like to get involved with, you know, or something that really catches your attention and something that it would be cool, you know, like they would make us think, okay, we really want you here, you know, because we see that you're really going to get involved, you want to change things. So that's really amazing. So just like kind of like prepare, because I know for many people this can be like their first interview ever. So yeah, and there's so many other tips online as well, but just like the little thing is that kind of like a dress up and like boosts like your confidence, even if it's like an online or Skype through interview.
Yeah, totally agree with Julia. Yeah, and I also have one more thing to add about interview is that usually at the end of the interviewers usually will ask you what questions you have for us. So that is a chance for you to show your interest in Concordia. Like come with a tons of questions about how's Concordia with this and that, and what basically whatever you want to learn more about, because we love to listen to your questions. We love to answer your questions. Yeah, so basically that, and I guess it's just a cliche, but apply early is one of the best advice. Yeah, so because you'll be so stressed out by the end of your academic year, because you'll have tests too. Because you're graduating from high school, you'll have a tons of things to be worried about. So you don't want to add the application to the list of the stress thing that you have to. If you can avoid that, so yeah, apply early.
Also, like during the application process, try to surf a lot in the Concordia website, because sometimes you don't know which scholarships you are eligible to. So it kind of helps a lot. For example, I was waived the deposit money. I don't know how. Like I surfed through it and I realized that I could be waived for it, and I got to get this 300 off my list. So that's a good thing. I would maybe advise you to look through the Concordia website. Know, as Julia said, know what type of activities you would like to be involved in once you're here. Yeah, it's a lot of things to see, but it's best if you first know what type of environment you're getting yourself in, and it's really helpful.
Awesome. Is there anything else that you guys can think of that you wish you would have known?
Maybe bring more winter coats.
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, so I think that's about all we have. If you guys have any other questions for us, you can leave them in the comments and we'll reply to them later in the comments, or you can email us at intl@cord.edu. So we're always there to answer questions. It's the three of us usually answering questions. So now you can kind of put a face to the names that you always see. But we're looking forward to chatting with you guys more and helping you along your journey. So thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.